I'm Andrew Phillips. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to replace the thermal fuse on a Maytag dryer. Let's go ahead and get started. Now here's the model number. This is the one that I'll be working on, but this same process and part number is the same on a lot of other units made by Maytag, Whirlpool, Kenmore, things like that. I'll have some links down in the description, or not links, but I'll list some down in the description that it would be similar on. Now, an easy indication that your thermal fuse needs to be replaced is if your dryer will acknowledge power, meaning when you open the door, it lights up, things like that, but it's not working up here. Take a look. So as we open the dryer, take a look in here, you can see everything's powering on, the light's on. So we're definitely getting power to it, but if we come here and I push it, nothing. It's not coming on. We change the settings here, try it again, nothing. Nothing's coming on. So this is clearly dead. You can see all the settings are good. So that's telling us that it's probably the fuse. So when that happens, a good place to start is with your thermal fuse. It could also be some other things as well, but that's a quick and easy, inexpensive thing to start with. So what we're going to do here, we're going to swap out the thermal fuse and then we'll show you how to fix the problem. I'll have some links down in the description if you want to pick up the thermal fuse as well. Also some links to some other videos I've done with this Maytag dryer, as well as with a Maytag washing machine, also Frigidaire washing machine, Frigidaire dryer, some refrigerators, different appliances, things like that you may want to check out. But let's go ahead and get started and then we'll wrap this up. Here's our replacement thermal fuse right here. It's this little guy right here. I'll have some links down in the description if you need to purchase it for yourself, but they're inexpensive. But we're going to go ahead and swap that out. First thing we're going to do is we're going to unplug the unit. You always want to unplug appliances before you work on them. Now with that unplugged, we can now come along and we can remove all of the screws that hold this rear panel on. And we're taking the last one off now. And there's screws that go all along the outline of this back panel. You can see we've taken them all off. I'll have some links down in the description to other videos I've done working on this machine that show it more in depth. But now with that all removed, next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the hose here for the back, and now we can take the back panel off so we can get to everything. Now looking in here in the back, on this side here, this is your heat element right here. If you want to see a video I did on how to replace that, I'll have a link across the top and down in the description. But coming here on the left, this is our thermal fuse. It's held on by one screw, and then you have these two little connectors right here on the prongs. You just pull those off. And you want to take them off before you unscrew it because that way it'll be nice and firm instead of having it out. And then now with that off, we'll bring our screwdriver in here with a hex head on it, and we will, or a hex socket you can use, and then we'll remove it. And then that's the only thing holding it on is that one screw. And now it's out. Now bring it in here. On the left is our new one. This is our one we just took off. You can see how it's burned. That's a clear indication that the fuse is gone. If you want to see a video I did on how to check fuses, I'll have that link across the top, also down in the description. But you can see with just a physical inspection right there compared to it, that one's definitely burned. Now bringing in our new one, you can see it has a little lip there on it. We're going to slide that right there to lock it in, line up the hole. And then next we're going to come in, we're going to bring in our screw so we can get this thing secured in here. So we'll bring the screw in, we'll hand tighten it first, and then we'll be back here with the screwdriver and socket to tighten this up. You don't want to over tighten this thing because it's just a thin plastic, you'll crack it. So you just want it secure but not over tightened. Now with that done, we'll put the female connectors back on. And I just pulled them off and just putting them in the same way with the top and bottom ones. But there we go. Push them on securely all the way on. There's a shot of it. You can see how it goes. Next, we're going to just put the back panel back on, tighten everything up. We'll bring in our vent hose, slide that on. Make sure you have that tightened up all the way. And then don't forget to plug everything in. And then we can go ahead and we can try this thing out. Opening it, you can see right in here, we're getting the same power on like we did before, but let's see if it now starts. Push the button right here. There we go. Everything started right up. That was it. Okay, so as we saw, that solved the problem. Swapping out that fuse, and as we looked at them compared, you could see that the one that came out was burned. A very clear indication if you're just doing just a visual test to see if that could be the issue. If you want to see a video I did where I showed how to test some fuses, I'll have that link down in the description as well. If you want to check that out, you can use a multimeter and you can check that out as well with testing it. But that wraps up this video, quick and easy, how to replace the thermal fuse on your dryer. If it's not working, start with that. That most likely will solve your problem. Please send me any questions and comments. I would love to hear from you. I hope that this video was informative for you, helped you out with maybe any issues you might be having with your dryer. Please send me any questions and comments, and don't forget to like the video, and please subscribe to this channel. I'll see you next time.